Hi, Marletta.
Hi, Amanda.
Hi, Kyle. Nice to see you guys. Thanks for coming today. Happy Tuesday. Hi, Ange, Tommy, Aaron.
Hey,
Hi,
Amanda.
Melinda. Hey, Jesse.
Hey, Amanda.
Hi, guys. Awesome. Kara. And hi, Riley. Hi, Melinda. All right. Thanks for joining. Okay, I'm going to mute everybody.
Hi, Amanda.
Hi, Ellen.
Hi, Amanda.
Hi, Eddie. All right. Okay. I'm gonna unmute Heidi. All right. Thanks, guys, for joining us today. Happy Tuesday. Hope we're having fun and having a good day so far. We are joined today by a very, very special guest. Her name is Dr. Heidi Pham Murphy, and she is our clinical director for Opening Eyes. She's been with our program since 2015, 16, forever. It seems like a long time. And she has been a wonderful partner for us for our program. Hopefully you guys have been to get your eyes checked when she does her events at summer games or at other, I think in Oakland and a couple of other times. I mean, multiple times, but always. So we're so lucky. She's going to do a presentation for us today about blue light and how to help our eyes feel better since we're using our screen so much. So if you guys have questions, go ahead. You can raise your hand at any time and we will help you ask those to Dr. Heidi. And then at the end of her presentation too, we will have some time for questions. So if you guys are when you guys have those, just let us know and we'll help you out. Okay, is there anything else that I missed, Tyler? Okay, all right, then I will turn it over to Dr. Heidi, and if you guys would give her like a big round of applause, we will get started.
So hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday. I'm Dr. Heidi Pham Murphy, and I work with Special Olympics in the Opening Eyes program. It's a part of our Healthy Athletes program. And today what we're going to talk about is blue light. So blue light is something that's impacting us everywhere, even outside where I am today. Blue light is impacting, and where you're at, blue light is impacting you, okay? And so we want to make this really fun, really interactive. We can learn a few things from each other. And so if you have any questions, you can always ask. And so we'll kind of just go from there. But I made a special slideshow presentation to help us all understand what we're talking about today, okay? And so let's go to our slideshow and take a look at the intro piece right here. Okay, thank you, Lindsay, for sharing the screen. So today we're going to talk about protecting our eyes from blue light, okay? And if we move to the next slide, please, Lindsay. And here we go. So first thing, we need to find out what is blue light. So does anybody have any idea what blue light is? So I don't know if anybody wants to raise their hands and mention and answer what they think blue light is.
Oh, Maurice, it looks like you have your hand up. Hi, Maurice.
All right.
Hi. Would it be the sky?
Yes, absolutely, Maurice. Blue light comes from our beautiful sky. That's why our sky looks blue, huh? And
Hey,
it also
yeah.
yes, very good answer. And so let's move to the next slide. Let's find out what blue light is. So blue light is a part of our rainbow. So Maurice, good job on that. So blue light is coming from our rainbow, and you can see in our rainbow, there is blue in that spectrum, huh? So let's move to, Jesse. Jesse has a question or a comment. What, Jesse?
Can you go back for a second?
Pardon?
Yes.
Hi, Jesse.
I thought the blue light was from the rainbow because sometimes there's like blue in the rainbow too.
You're right. Blue light makes the rainbow beautiful, doesn't it? It also comes from yes, absolutely. Good job, Jesse. So blue light comes from our beautiful rainbow that are formed after rain. Yes, perfect answer. Okay. Does anybody else have any comments or questions or think where blue light comes from?
I think we're okay.
Okay, very good. So blue light is a part of our spectrum. So if you see on that spectrum, there's a whole color spectrum, right? So it starts out at our purples and our UV, which is on one side, and it goes through blue and green and yellow and orange, and it goes to red in the infrared spectrum. So blue light is a part of our rainbow. It's a part of the light that comes from everything that we are experiencing. And now blue light though can affect our eyes. So we're going to talk about that today since we're in the opening eyes program, okay? So let's move on to the next slide right here. Now blue light is very powerful. So remember when we said blue light is near purple? So purple and beyond purple is our UV light. So we all know that UV light is very powerful. It can damage our skin. It can cause skin burns, sunburns, and even skin issues as we get older. And so right next to UV is blue light. So blue light is also very powerful, and that's why it can affect us. And that's what we're going to talk about today, is how blue light affects us and how we're really going to protect ourselves against that power, okay? So let's move on to the next slide, Lindsay. Oh, here we go. Where does blue light come from? Now, does anybody have any answers? I know we had a few answers earlier that were fantastic answers. It comes from the sky. It comes from rainbows. Does anybody else have any answers as to where they think blue light comes from?
Yes, it looks like Miss Melinda, you have an answer.
All right.
It's from
Go
the
ahead.
sky.
Yes, you're right. It does come from the sky. Absolutely. So blue light is in our sky. It's in our atmosphere. But do you know what put it there?
We have a couple of more athletes that want to answer. Go ahead, Daniel. Unmute yourself.
Daniel.
I think it came from when it stopped raining because
Mm-hmm.
it's like science. It's a water cycle sort of.
Yes, you're right. So when light hits, now where does the light come from that hits the water that makes the rainbow?
We have some more athletes that want to answer. Go ahead, Kara.
Okay, Kara.
The sun.
Yes, you're right. Blue light comes from the sun. That's the biggest light source we have. It's up in the sky and it's very powerful. And so let's move on to the next slide. Let's look at other places that blue light comes from. Wow. Can anybody describe those different light sources? So Kara said the sun. She was right.
Let's see. Anybody who hasn't had a turn? Okay, Jason.
Go ahead, Jay.
Light bulb.
Light bulbs.
Yes. There is a light bulb right there, huh? He's a happy looking light bulb. And light bulbs emit a lot of light as well. And light bulbs can emit blue light. You are absolutely correct. Anybody else?
Miss Marletta.
The tablet.
Yes, Marletta, good job. There's the little tablet. He looks pretty happy too. And he looks kind of blue. And he does emit blue light. You're absolutely correct. Any other answers?
Anybody else want to answer the question? Where does the light come from? I think that's it.
Okay, very good. So you guys are absolutely correct. It comes from the sun. It comes from the light bulb. It comes from our tablets and our cell phones, our TVs, and our computer screens. So everything that pretty much lights up our homes and lights up our sky emits blue light. Okay, you're absolutely correct. And Jesse has a hand up, I see.
I have a question.
Yes, absolutely.
Lindsay,
It's Dr. Heidi.
Dr. Heidi.
Thank you, Jesse.
How does it come from the tablet? I'm just wondering.
Oh, that's a very good question. So the tablet emits light. That's what makes the screen bright, so we can see the different pixels and the images and the pictures on the screen. Now, remember we talked about how blue light is very powerful? Well, they use blue light because it is powerful, so it can save battery life, so we don't run out of battery really fast. So that's why blue light in like LEDs and in plasma screens and different things like that, they use that spectrum of the light because it's very powerful and it has a lot of energy to it? That's a fantastic question. Okay, let's move on to the next slide. And now let's talk about how blue light can affect us as people, okay? So let's move on to the next screen right here. Blue light can make our eyes tired. So have you ever sat and stared at the computer or your tablet or the TV and your eyes feel tired? Now, the reason why blue light makes our eyes tired is because it scatters. So when it comes in our eyes, it scatters and it does not come to a good focus. And so as our eyes are a focusing system. Our eyes like to focus light. And so when you have lots of blue light, your eyes are constantly, trying to figure out how to focus, how to zoom in and focus. And that's why our eyes get tired. Okay, now let's move on to the next screen here. And now it can affect our ability to focus. We talk about our eye focus, but it can also affect our mind's ability to focus. So sometimes you feel like, it's hard for me to figure that out. I'm so tired. My brain is tired. That's our ability to focus. Now, does anybody know the name of our minion on the screen? Our minion with one eye who's having a tough time focusing. Anybody can take a guess who his name is? Marletta.
Bob.
Bob?
I thought it was Bob too, but that's
Close.
not Bob. I think Bob has two eyes. Yes.
Miss Melinda?
Kevin.
You know what? That was my next guess. I thought it was Kevin too. And I think Kevin's hair is a little different, and Kevin is tall and like that, but he has two eyes too. Does anybody know which minion has one eyeball?
Demesla, did you want to guess? No? Okay.
Okay. Well, I'll tell everybody. I had to find out who that was because I was curious. He has a few little spiky hair and he has one nice eye. That is Carl. That is our minion, Carl, and he's having a tough time focusing. I think he spent a lot of time in front of devices today. So he probably needs a break, but that's probably why he's having a tough time focusing. Okay, let's move on to our next screen. Blue light can affect our ability to sleep. So how many of us have been in bed? We're so tired, but we can't fall asleep. Does anybody have that experience at all? Yeah. So blue light would cause that. So if you're on devices too long during the day, or if you're on devices right around bedtime, it affects our brain's ability to make a hormone called melatonin. So in the evening, when the sun comes down and our lights turn down, our body actually makes a hormone in our brain that says, it's time to rest, it's time for bedtime, and it's time to heal the body. So, and that is made when blue light goes away. So when the sun sets, we have less blue light. The only problem is when we're inside our houses, remember the lights emit blue light, and our TV emits blue light, and our tablet emits blue light. Well, all of that can affect making of the hormone. And so it makes it very difficult for us to fall asleep. And so we'll talk about how we're going to make that better. Now, when we sleep, we're dreaming, and that's great, but our body is also healing and it's growing. So we're growing and healing and getting all better as we sleep. So sleep is very important for every one of us, okay? So we're gonna talk about what can I do to decrease my blue light in the evening so that I can sleep better and get healthier and get more focused and get less eye aches. So we'll talk about that as we go along, okay? And I see Ellen. Ellen has a question.
Go ahead, Ellen.
Oh,
Hi, Eddie.
because
It's Eddie. Okay.
Do you know why I cannot sleep at night?
Yes. Are you having our time, Eddie?
Because my roommate, he always does this at night, every night, and then and to turn off the TV every night. And
I see. So maybe your roommate should hear this message too. So we
Yes.
can share our knowledge and help everyone, especially you, Eddie, sleep better at night. Because when we sleep better, we feel so good in the morning. We're refreshed. We're ready to go for the day. Our mind is sharp and our bodies are feeling better after we sleep. So maybe we could share this message with your roommate too, Eddie. Okay, let's move on to the next slide. Let's see what we have. Oh, and now we're all growing bigger and we're gonna get a little older every day. So blue light can also cause eye problems when we get older. Now, it's not like we suddenly have a problem, it's what we do over time, okay? So what the decisions that you make right now and what you do today can impact you and affect you as we get older. So every day we make choices, and all of those choices are very important for our eyes and for our health, okay? So let's move on to the next slide. Oh, here we go. What can I do for my eyes and health? That was one of the questions that Eddie had too. What can we do? Because my roommate is on TVs at night. So let's move on to the next slide and we'll talk about what we can do. So now we want to hold our devices. So if you have a tablet or a phone, don't hold it here. Hold it out at elbows length or arm reach, okay? So don't hold things too close because the closer you hold it, the more powerful it is, okay? So make sure you hold devices at a good distance. Now, if you're sitting at a computer, don't come up so close to it. Sit a good distance away from your computer, so keep it far away from you. And if you're watching TV, that's good because TVs are far, so don't scoot in too close to the TV, okay? Because it emits lots of blue light. So let's sit a good distance away from the TV. So holding at things and sitting at things at a distance is good for our eyes and good for our health. And let's move on to the next slide here. Oh, here we go. Take a break by looking far away. So there's a rule in eyes. It's called the 20-20-20 rule. Lots of 20s because we like 20-20 in our eyes, don't we? So the 20-20-20 rules says every 20 minutes, look 20 feet away. So look far away for 20 seconds. And what it does is it relaxes our eyes so that we're not focused in and staring at our devices. We're going to relax our eyes, look away, and even look outside a window or step outside if you can. That's going to make a big difference for your eyes just to relax that system. Because when you are looking at devices, it's like you're activating a muscle. You're holding that focus. Oh, I got to look at that computer. I got to look at that screen. That's really cool. I'm learning something. But that'll tire you out. So when you relax that and you look far away, it's like taking that stretch for your eyeballs. So the 20-20-20 rule is very important for good, they call it eye hygiene, or just to relax your eyes, okay? And any questions about that? Okay, it sounds like
we're good.
Okay, very
Oh,
good.
Maurice, it looks like
Oh,
Maurice has a
Maurice.
question. Go ahead, Maurice.
Hi, hi, Dr. Heidi.
Yes, hi, Maurice.
Can you go for a walk to get your mind off of what you're doing?
Maurice, that is absolutely a great idea. Going for walks and taking breaks and looking outside. It's even more than 20 seconds. That is a fantastic idea. And that's kind of what I'm doing today. So today I have a day off of work and a day off of all my studies. So what I'm doing is I'm outside at the park and I'm going to take a walk and just look around. I have my cool sunglasses and I have my nice hat to cover me from the sun. And so, yes, absolutely. Taking a walk is an amazing idea. That is perfect.
Thanks, Maurice. Melinda, do you have a question? Go ahead.
Playing basketball too.
Yes, Melinda, that's a great idea. And playing basketball not only gets you physically active and resets our brain and uses all of the energy we have, but it also helps our eyes and it keeps our mind sharp. So thank you for that. I love basketball. So playing
Daniel.
basketball is absolutely great.
Daniel, do you have a question?
Yes. What about riding bikes?
Bikes, Daniel? Yes, all of those things I love. I love riding the bike along the trail. Do you like to do that, Daniel?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's so fun. Yes, anytime you can do something active and outdoors, just don't
Really?
forget your hat and don't forget your sunglasses, okay? So
Okay.
wear that while you're biking, maybe like a ball cap instead of a fedora
Yeah.
like this for sports. But yes, that's perfect. Activity outside is great for your physical, it's great for our mental, it's great for our eyes, it's just great for everything.
Thanks,
Any other
Daniel.
comments?
Anybody else? I think we're okay for right now.
Okay, that's
Oh.
a great rule. Sounds like a lot of
Yeah.
people are complying by that rule and doing fun things. Do we have another question or comment?
Maybe from Riley.
Riley.
Go ahead, Riley.
My question is how long are you allowed to use devices before your eyes get worse or bad? After how long you can use devices?
That is a fantastic question, Riley. And although there's not a discrete answer in science, minimizing your time would be great. So like for my young children under 2 years old, absolutely no device is needed for children that age. And little older children, I would say probably 1 hour a day. And as we get a little older, maybe 2. Now, some of us learn while we're on screens or we're interacting with friends and socializing and learning like we're doing today. So the goal is really to kind of minimize it and balance it out. So balance it with physical activity and balance it with everything. And life is about balance, right? So there's no hard rule, but there's going to be one set rule coming up soon about timing in terms of the time of day. So there's no hard rule, but we should balance ourselves, right? We shouldn't be on devices all day long. But if we need to learn or if we need to share like we're doing today, devices is a good resource and a good tool to allow us to share information and to visit with each other. So, but there is that 20-20-20 rule, okay? So right now, most of us have been kind of looking for 20 minutes. So let's look up 20 minutes and look out at the beauty of the world for about 20 seconds to relax our focusing system. So let's look out there and then we can come back to the screen. And then let's move on to the next slide right here. Okay, now there are glasses that are made to protect our eyes from blue light as we're looking at devices, okay? And you can see those glasses, you see how the blue and the purple bounces right off that lens? That's what those glasses tend to do, is they tend to either absorb or they reflect, but basically they don't let too much blue light in. There's still some blue light that comes through, but it makes it a lot less. So there are glasses that are out there that decreases our blue light into our eyes. And it can come, for those of us who wear prescription, it can come with prescription made to your power, or it can come without prescription. So if you don't wear glasses when you look at devices and you could see okay, there are still special glasses that are made to take out and decrease that blue light that enters our eyes. Does anybody have any questions about that?
I think we are okay.
Wait, I have a
Good.
question.
Oh, yes,
I have a
Go
question.
ahead. Go ahead, Lindsay.
How can you tell a good pair of blue light glasses compared to not a good pair?
That's an excellent question. So there's sometimes there's confusion in the market for blue light glasses. I talk a lot on blue light. The lenses that are anti-reflective coating, so when you hold it up, it kind of glows that purpley color. That takes out 20% generally of the blue light. It's an anti-glare coat that reflects blue light. So when blue light hits it, it bounces right off and it comes in back. And that's why you see the blue and purple color. That takes out 20%. That's okay. It's good. It looks good. It decreases eye fatigue. There's also a lens called Blue Tech. Blue Tech, the lenses actually look kind of yellowy. It looks like they call it champagne. I think it looks kind of like a light yellow color. That takes out 60% of the blue light, and it actually takes it out across the spectrum. So people who wear that lens, about 98%, and this might be relevant for Eddie, 98% of patients who wear that lens knows their eyes are less tired, but 91%, Eddie, notice they sleep better when they're done. And about 68% of patients who have headaches notice their headaches go away as they wear that lens, because we talked about earlier how that blue light can cause tired eyes and it can affect our sleep and it can cause headaches too. So that is the better lens. It looks kind of yellow, so it can change our skin color looking a little bit, but it works really well. And that's the lens that my children wear when they're in front of devices. Any other questions?
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I think we are okay for questions that pertain to
Kara has
blue
a
light
question,
right now.
Amanda.
Oh, thank you. Go ahead, Kara.
Okay, Kara.
Where do you get the glasses at if you were to get glasses like that with prescription?
That's a fantastic question, Kara. So you need to go to your eye doctor and ask your eye doctor about blue light protecting lenses. And so that would be the best place to get it, because it'll come made especially for your prescription, so exactly for your eyes. It'll be properly fitting you so it doesn't slip and slide and do all of that stuff that glasses can do. So let's go to your eye doctor, your optometrist in the area, and ask your doctor about Blue Tech lenses.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for the question.
Good question, Kara.
Fantastic question, Kara.
Okay. I think we have answered the questions that people have right now about blue light glasses, but we
Perfect.
have time for questions at the end. So
absolutely, there's always time at the end. So let's move on to our next slide. So when we're outdoors, we remember that the sun is our biggest source of light, right? So when we're outside, the sun is emitting blue light as well, and that light can affect us. It also emits UV that can cause issues for our eyes too. So wearing sunglasses when you're outside makes a big difference in protecting your eyes from both the UV from the sun as well as blue light from the sun as well. So protecting our eyes when we're outside, and also wearing a hat makes a big difference in protecting us from the light that is outside. Okay, all right. And then our next slide, please. Okay, so Eddie was talking about how it was difficult to sleep because there's a TV or a screen on. And so the general recommendations that I give my patients is that 2 hours before bedtime, we should not be on any devices. Now, and the reason for that is, remember, our brain is making those special hormones that's helping us to relax and sleep and getting our body healed up, because the hormone is made, it's an antioxidant. It's almost like our cleanup crew. So what happens in the evening as light comes down is the sun is setting. And as the sun sets, what happens is our body makes melatonin. So melatonin is actually a hormone. It prepares our body to sleep. It also is made to, it's like it cleans everything up. So it goes around and it cleans up all those yucky cells in our body so that we can be refreshed and replenished for the next day. And so that's why 2 hours before our bedtime, we really need to turn off devices, but we can also start dimming lights in our homes. So remember that the LEDs and the fluorescents that are inside our houses, that emits blue light too. So start turning it down a little bit or turning off a few lights and, read a book or relax. Let your body make that hormone so that you can go to sleep and have a good night's sleep. Okay? Any questions about that?
I think we are okay.
Fantastic. Okay, let's go on to our next slide. This is kind of not what you probably expect coming from an eye doctor, but eat your fruits and vegetables to protect your eyes. So fruits and vegetables gives us a strong nutrient. It's called lutein and zeaxanthin. They're really long words, but what lutein and zeaxanthin does is it comes inside our eyes and it almost serves like a sunblock to protect the insides of our eyes against the effects of blue light and even UV light that comes from the sun. So our eyes need sunblock. Essentially, it would be painful to put sunblock in our eyes by rubbing the sunblock that we buy for our skin. So we put sunblock in our eyes by eating fruits and vegetables. And the fruits and vegetables that you want to eat are green in color, or they're orange, or they're yellow. So does anybody have any ideas as to what that fruit or vegetable would look like? What do you eat to protect your eyes?
Let's see. Who has their hand raised? Oh, Homero.
Homero. Wow, nice to talk to you. Yes.
Nothing.
Strawberries.
Strawberries. Yes, strawberries are red, and it does have good nutrients. It also has lots of vitamin C that protects us. So strawberries are fantastic. Yes.
He's eating them now. Great job, Homero. Okay, who else has their hand raised that we haven't talked to yet? Yuka, did you have your hand raised? Hi, Yuka.
Hi.
Hi, Yuka.
Do you know what kinds of fruits and vegetables you can eat to help protect your eyes that are red, yellow, or green?
Red.
What kinds of fruits and vegetables are red?
Carrots.
Yes, carrots are actually very good for our eyes. That's fantastic. So reds and oranges and yellows, just all the colorful fruits and vegetables, they're good for our body, they're good for our brains, and they're good for our eyes as well, okay? So make sure that you eat fruits and vegetables every day to protect your body and your eyes.
Okay,
Anybody else? Mm-hmm.
Oh, Jason.
Jason,
you gotta unmute yourself though, pal. Let's see. I think this happens with your tablet every time, unfortunately. Can you type it in the chat and we'll read it out loud? Thank you. Excellent. Okay, let's see. Anybody else have their hand raised and want to answer the question? Go ahead, Cassie. You have to unmute yourself.
Cassie, I have eye doctor.
Mm-hmm.
Ophthalmologist for diabetes.
for diabetes?
Yes.
We could talk about diabetes. That's a great topic. Fruits and vegetables are also very good for your eyes in protecting your eyes in diabetes, for sure. So yes, and there's lots of studies on eating healthy for our eyes. There's even studies on things we can do to protect our eyes and our bodies, because the lutein and zeaxanthin that we talked about that comes from fruits and vegetables, sometimes when we have diabetes, it's more challenging for our bodies to absorb that nutrition and put it into our eyes. And so us eating it is going to give our bodies and our eyes more chances to put that nutrition and that sunblock right where we need it. So perfect answer. Very good.
Thanks,
Right.
Cassie. All right, I think we can move on to the next slide.
Okay. The next slide, that was it
Oh,
for the day. Does
perfect.
anybody have any questions or any comments?
We do have questions. The first one I'm going to give to Yuka, wherever Yuka is. Yuka, do you want to unmute yourself?
Yeah, I did.
Go ahead. What's your question, Yuka?
Sometimes my eyes do get itchy watery sometimes.
We know that you have allergies, right?
Yeah.
So you probably have a little allergies, but sometimes when we're looking at, when we're outside, like where I am right now, or maybe we're on our device for too long, what we don't do is we don't blink. So we keep our eyes open, and as we keep our eyes open, it can get dry. And when our eyes get dry, it's going to water, and it's going to water like crazy. So sometimes you're just sitting with water down your cheek, and it's because your eyes are dry. So we should probably, Yuka, that's a great segment. We should have a little chat on how to make our eyes, clean our eyes and make it less watery and less itchy. But there are, for right now, Yuka, make sure that you take that 20-20-20 rule, right? So every 20 minutes, if you look, you automatically start blinking. Because sometimes when we stare, we forget to blink because we're so engaged in what we're doing that we forget to blink. But the minute we look away and look far away, we blink. Other things too, is there are food things that can help with keeping our eyes moist, like fish. And so I don't know if you can eat fish or you can take flaxseed. So the nutrition that comes from fish and flaxseed helps to quell inflammation. So sometimes our eyes are kind of owy and inflamed, and then they're dry. And so those are things that we can do to help protect our eyes from getting too dry.
In the chat, someone asked, can you have chronic dry eye and allergies at the same time?
Yes, you absolutely can. So that is a fantastic question. That is the question that sometimes people don't find that connection. But if you think about your eyeball, it's like our mouth, right? It's kind of a wet, kind of a space, right? Now, most of us, it's hard to keep our mouth open for a long time because it'll dry out, right? And then as it dries out, it causes problems for us. So same thing for our eyes. If our eyes are open and if they get dry, we don't have our defenses. The tear film, the liquid that covers our eyes, actually is our shield against allergens. So it's protecting us against allergens. Now, if our eyes are dry, our shield is down. And so we're going to get attacked more by allergens. And so even on a day where a little bit of allergies, our eyes are just irritated because we don't have the right barriers. We don't have the tears in our eyes to protect us from getting attacked by pollen and everything, and dander and pets and stuff like that. So yes, dry eyes and allergies have a very strong link. And when we address one, sometimes we either address the other one or make the other one much better. That's a great question.
Okay, go ahead, Jason. Question?
Mickey Goo, you have pink eye. Mickey Goo, you have pink eye.
Pink eye. What do you do if you have pink eye?
Oh, what do you do when you have pink eye? Well, there's a lot of things, Jason, that makes pink eye. So pink eye, a lot of people, when your eyes look a little pink or red, we call that pink eye. Now, pink eye can be caused by bacteria. So if you have an infection in your eye, it can get pink. And if you have that, we need to take you to the doctor and get it treated with medicine to get rid of the bacteria. Now, sometimes our eyes are just pink because they're dry. And if that is the case, we need to make our eyes less dry so it doesn't look pink and irritated and red all the time. Other times, our eyes can get a cold in them. So that would be virus, right? So if you get a virus in your eyes or a cold in your eyes can get pink. And usually with those cases, it'll just go through the phases of a cold and then it'll go away. And then we give you drops to kind of help you be comfortable while it's going away. Does that make sense?
You.
Yes, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for asking.
Thanks, Jay. Okay, Kara has a question.
Yes, Kara.
Says, Kara, I'm gonna unmute you so you can ask your question.
Okay, this is a hard thing to ask for, but I went to the eye doctor recently and they're trying to say I have cataracts, but I had a lot of damage in my eyes prior to getting cataracts. How do I know if it's still my eye damage that I had when I was a kid to cataracts now?
That is a great question. So sometimes we have many things going on at once, right? It's not just one thing that's going on. And so there's a special test where the doctor can test to see if even if you have other things going on, if we take care of the cataracts, we can make it better. Now, it may not be perfect, but it can be better than where it is right now. So those are special tests that your doctor can do to determine if they take care of the cataract, if they can bring clear light into your eyes, can your eyes function better? And usually they can give you a good answer for that. And so that's what I would do, is go and get a cataract evaluation and see if, now I have something going on in my eye, but if I fix the cataract, is it going to help me see better? Is it going to help me? And so you can get that test done. And so the doctor can run those tests for you and let you know that. That's a great question.
Okay.
Thanks, Kara.
Thank you.
Daniel, do you have a question? Yeah, Daniel B. asking questions.
I got a question. Why Stevie Wonder's born blind? Why? Why is he born that way when he was growing up, when he had sunglasses? Why is he blind?
You know, we're all born differently, and it could be that something in his eye did not develop before he was born. But generally, when that happens, his other senses are much better. So I'm sure he has good hearing because he plays beautiful and sings beautifully. And so sometimes we're born with certain things that are missing, but it makes up in other ways. And so that's how Stevie Wonder was made. And he's just perfect the way he is. That's a great question.
Great question. Thanks, Daniel.
Welcome.
Anybody else have questions? I have a question, Dr. Heidi. We have a lot of swimmers here, athletes that are in the pool a lot, and sometimes there's Kyle, and there's a lot of swimmers here, and sometimes there's, well, most of the time there's chlorine and things in the water. What would you suggest for our swimmers to protect their eyes in the pool?
That's a great question. So when you're in the pool swimming, definitely wear goggles. So the goggles are sealed so that the water not too much water can leak into your eyes. Sometimes it does, but it'll decrease the amount of leakage in your eyes. So swim goggles are very important, and make sure you push the suction, and so it'll seal tight as it can be to your eyes. I also, for my swimmers, when you get out of the pool, if your eyes feel a little bit irritated, you can use a drop, something that doesn't have to sting. You can use an artificial teardrop, and what it does is it just flushes out all that chlorine, or help flush out some of it. Some of my swimmers, I have them use a product. It's called Avenova. Avenova is a spray, and you can buy it on Amazon, but it's called Avenova. So I get out of the pool, spritz my eye. What it does is it kills all the bacteria around my eye area, and that helps to protect our eyes as well.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
I think Ellen.
Looks like Ellen has a question.
Okay,
Go ahead,
Ellen.
Ellen.
Go ahead, Ellen.
Um, um, when you, when I, when I get it to the pool with chlorine, can I use cold water?
Yes, Alan, you can use cold water. Cold water can help to rinse everything off your face, and it can help to rinse stuff out of your eyes. Yes, so if your eyes, everything else is good, you can use water to rinse off your eyes. Absolutely.
Thank you, doctor.
Thank you, doctor.
Thanks, Alan and Eddie.
Thank you, Alan. That was a great question.
It looks like Melinda has a question.
How
Go
do
ahead,
you not
Melinda.
in your eyes when you're showering?
When you're showering,
Hmm.
so sometimes when we shower, you can get soap in. So what you do is just turn your face into the shower stream and just let that water run, and it'll help flush out your eyes and flush out all the stuff that's stingy and causes issues for your eyes. And you know that Avenova spray that I talked about? That can also be used when you come out of the shower. So, oh my gosh, my eyes kind of got stuff in it. Spritz, spritz with your eyes closed. We spritz it on our eyes, and it'll help kind of clean up the area as well.
Okay.
Yes, great question.
Thanks. I think Maurice, you had a question?
I have a couple. Have you ever had a sty that's on one of your eyes? And my second one is what if your prescription comes to 1.75? Because I went to my eye doctor last year, and I looked at my prescription. It's about 1.75.
Okay, those are great questions. So yes, so along your eyelids, uppers and your lowers, there are glands there, and that's why we want to keep our eye area clean. So when the glands get plugged up, it forms a sty, and a sty is just a plugged up gland. And you should see your eye doctor on how to resolve the sty. Sometimes we do warm compresses on our closed eye to help with it. Sometimes we may use drops or even oral antibiotics to help get rid of styes. Sometimes we kind of close our eyes and massage it a little bit after we put the hot towel on there, and it gets that oil moving, so it'll help relieve the sty. And for your second question about the 1.75, your prescription is very close to mine. So mine is, and it depends on if it's a plus or a minus, okay? So I'm about a -2 in my eyes, and that means I can see near, but I can't see far. So I need help. So today I have contact lenses on, but a lot of times I wear glasses to see far. Now, if you need a plus 175, usually that means you have a hard time seeing up close. So you may need glasses to read so that you can see up close.
Yeah, like these here.
Yes, good. So wear those. That is designed to help you to see up close and to read.
Okay, thank you, doctor.
You're welcome. Thank you for the question.
You're welcome.
Anybody have any other questions? No?
Ellen and Eddie.
Ellen and Eddie, all right.
Why does people why does my eye keep itching?
That's a great question. Your eyes can itch because you have allergies. That can cause itching. Sometimes our eyes can itch because there's something in the area that's irritating our eyes. So we want to make sure our eye area is clean. And we'll probably have a segment and a conversation on how we can clean our eye area so that our eyes decreases our chances of getting styes and also decreases that itching that goes on. Now, some of us are sensitive to dust. So if you have a home or a room that is dusty, That can cause itching. So we need to make sure our rooms and our homes are nice and clean, and we dust the shelves and clean everything to decrease the itching that it can cause in our eyes. That's a great question.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, doctor.
You're welcome. Thank you for the question. Does anybody else have any questions?
I don't think so. Okay,
Wait, Cassie has a question.
Yeah, Cassie.
Oh, sorry, Cassie. Cassie, unmute yourself.
There we go, Cassie.
I, doctor, have diabetes ophthalmologist.
Hi, Cassie.
Hi, Cassie. Always doing fine.
Good. What's your question?
I have eyes.
Yes. I see them.
You have diabetes.
You have diabetes?
Yes.
Okay. So are you concerned about your eyes and diabetes?
Yes.
That is a very good concern, and it's very good that it's top of mind, Cassie. So when you have diabetes, the best way to take care of your eyes is to take care of your health. Okay?
Take your health.
Yes. So make sure that you're eating properly and yes, and you're exercising.
Exercising.
Yes. Taking those walks every day that you need to.
Every day.
Yes. And then also take medication if you need to. Okay, for your diabetes. Okay. And go to see your doctor regularly so we know how we're doing. Say, hey, doc, how am I doing with my diabetes? Am I doing the right thing? What do I need to do better? And also, that's the best way to take care of your eyes. You also need to go and see your eye doctor regularly, okay? So make sure that we see our eye doctor. So if there's anything going on, same thing. Hey, doc, how are my eyes? Do I need to do something for them? And do I need to go see my doctor? So always check in with your doctor and take good care of your health, Cassie, okay? That's a great question.
Thanks, Cassie. Christy, Angela, do you have a question?
Christy's wondering how to get rid of blepharitis.
That is a fantastic question, Chrissy. So blepharitis is a fancy word for there's buildup and there's inflammation around your eye area. So the eye area, if you think about our eyes, now let's think about our teeth. We brush our teeth twice a day, right? Every one of us get up in the morning, we brush our teeth, and sometimes midday we brush our teeth, but definitely at night we brush our teeth again. Now we don't really do that with our eyes, do we? No. So things can build up and get inflamed around our eyes, and over time it causes blepharitis. And so keeping our eye area clean, and once again we need to do a segment on how we can keep the eye area clean, because the eye area may be the spot that we clean the least because we don't want it to sting. So we're like, oh, I don't know if I want to get soap in my eyes. I don't want to clean my eyes. That's a stingy spot. So, but we need to be able to safely clean our eyes without having it sting too bad so that we can control our blepharitis. And cleaning the eyes is the key to blepharitis control. Sometimes in blepharitis, your doctor may give you ointments or medications that you need to use around your eyes. But at the same time, we always need to clean it. That is the basic rule of our eye area, is that we need to keep that area clean because we use it all day long, right? We're looking everywhere, and 80% of what we experience in the world is through our eyes. So that's a great question.
Thanks, Christine, Angela.
It looks like Jesse has a question.
Hey, Doctor. Hey, Doctor.
Hi, Jesse.
I'm just wondering if when you go into the sun for the blue eyes, can your glasses what you call it? Can your glasses protect from the sun?
Yes, that is a great question. Yes, if you have the right lenses, okay? So for me, I have sunglasses that I wear out in the sun, and my sunglasses protects my eye area from the sun. It protects me from getting things like it protects me from cataracts because it's protecting me from UV. These glasses, because they are the lenses are brown in color, it also filters out blue light, which blue light also comes from the sun, and blue light long-term exposure can cause macular degeneration. So yes, absolutely,
Because
sunglasses can protect you.
Because these glasses I have now, they are transactions.
Oh, they're transitions. Yes.
Yes, transitions.
That's yes. I can see them. They are transitions. I think you have the transitions extra because they're a little gray inside. So yes, so transitions can protect you. Transition, when you go outside, the transition material has 100% UV protection in it. So transition lenses will protect you from the sun. Now, when it goes outside, it gets a little darker, and that's protecting you and making it more comfortable for the light. But yes, transition lenses protect you from the sun and UV. It also has a little bit of blue light protection in it. So transitions can help you at the computer. It does block out some of the blue light.
Go ahead, Jesse. Did you have another part?
No, I said thank you.
Oh, okay. All right. Thanks, Jesse. It looks like Loretta has a question.
Hi, Loretta.
Hi. So when you come, sorry, mine is also transition. When you come inside the house, it takes a longer time to go back to clear. Is there, how long will it take for it to go back to clear?
That's a great question, Loretta. So transition lenses, or the real term for it is photochromatic. Photochromatic lenses are photoactivated. So meaning it activates by UV and light. So when you go inside, it changes to clear. Sometimes it takes a little longer to change, and it depends on your prescription. So how thick the lenses are, right? So if your lenses are thick, it's going to take a little longer. If your lenses are different, it takes a little longer. Also, if your transition lenses are a little older, meaning you've had it, I've had these for 3 years, it may not change as fast, and it may not get as dark. So as the lenses, as you have them longer, the changing part kind of wears down just a little bit, and it may not activate. There's also different products. So different lines of products, like there are lenses that change super fast. So the new lenses, like different brands have different lenses, they change faster, and other brands, it changes slower. So everything varies accordingly. But if it's kind of starts to, like if you've had it for a year or two and it starts to slow down, it's probably time to get a new set of glasses, so that it's the new technology that changes. And the technology keeps getting better, just like everything else. The technology keeps getting better, it keeps getting faster.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Loretta. Tommy, do you have a question? You got to unmute yourself, Tommy. There you go. Go ahead.
Why is it important to turn off the iPad 2 hours before bed?
That is a great question and a great take-home message, Tommy. So 2 hours before bed is so that your brain can make the melatonin and helps you prepare for bed so that you can fall asleep and that you can stay asleep. So sometimes some of us have a hard time falling asleep. Some of us can't stay asleep. So we sleep and then we wake up and then we sleep again, we wake up. So the melatonin will help us also stay asleep. And also the third level is to help us sleep really well. So have you ever woken up, Tommy, and said, boy, I slept, but I don't know that I slept very well. So the hormone is very important for all three components, for falling asleep, for staying asleep, and for sleeping really well. So getting into your deep sleep. And that's why we need to turn off our devices 2 hours before bedtime.
Okay.
Thanks, Tommy.
Thanks, Tommy.
Okay. I think that's everyone's questions. I don't see any more. Do you, Tyler? All right.
No.
Dr. Heidi, do you have a few more minutes to do a question of the day?
Yes, I do.
Awesome. Okay. Let me see. The question of the day is, would you rather see at night or underwater?
Wow, that's a toughie.
Oh, Kyle already has his hand up. Go ahead, Dr.
Oh, I
Heidi.
like both. Yes, I kind of like it both. Do I like to see at night or underwater? I would say, well, one is needed and one's kind of cool. I think we all need to see at night because sometimes, especially in the winter, as I'm driving home from work, I need to see. So I'd like to see at night, but it would be super cool to be able to see underwater because then I can swim and I can see everything. They're both cool. But I think for me, more important is at night, but cooler is underwater. Thank you for the question.
No problem. Definitely agree with you. Let's see. Kyle raised his hand pretty quickly. Let's see what he has to say.
I think I know this one.
Oops, sorry, Kyle. Go ahead, unmute yourself.
Hi.
Hi, Kyle.
I like to see underwater.
So cool.
Nice. Why underwater?
Because I'm a swimmer.
That would be important for a swimmer. That would make you even more fantastic than you are, Kyle.
Yup.
Thanks, Kyle. All right. Tyler, you want to pick on an athlete?
Sure. Go ahead, Riley.
I would like to swim underwater and see fish and sharks.
Oh,
that'd be cool. Yeah, if you see a shark, probably
Yes.
swim the other way. But
Yes, that's a good point. I'd like to see them so I can bolt the other way. I say bye-bye. I'll see you later.
underwater is a good one. Thanks, Riley.
It looks like Marletta has her hand raised. Go ahead, Marletta.
Underwater.
Nice. Why would you
Everybody's
pick
picking
underwater?
the cool one. That's awesome.
Any reason? Or you just want to see underwater?
Just to see underwater.
That's cool. I like it. Thanks, Marletta.
You're welcome.
Looks like
Jay has her hand up. Go ahead, JJ.
Jay. Oops.
I just want to see under the water to see dolphins
Yeah.
because that's really cool to see dolphins under the water.
Definitely, I agree. Did we lose?
I think we lost Dr. Heidi, but it's too bad. We'll have to record a thank you for her, and then I'll send it to her. Oh, there she is. Okay. Anybody else want to raise their hand to answer the question? Go ahead, Tyler.
It looks like Jason has his hand raised.
Yeah, lots of hands raised. Go ahead,
Go
Jay.
ahead, Jay.
Stop me!
You would like to,
You
you
would
would
see
like to see under.
You got me?
So
Jump.
underwater, yeah.
Yeah.
You can also see dolphins at night, though. How about if you see at night and underwater?
Okay.
Yeah. all
I'll
right.
give it now. Thank you.
I'll give you both, Jay.
Okay.
Thanks, Jay.
Yeah, Kyra.
Okay, it looks like I think Homero had his hand raised. Go ahead, Homero.
Oh.
Oh, try again.
Can't hear.
Did you say underwater?
Can anybody read lips?
How about this? Can you hold up a 1 for underwater and 2 for at night?
1.
1, underwater. Nice, thanks.
It looks like Loretta has her hand raised too.
I would say underwater so I can see the fish.
Nice, great choice.
Great choice. Okay, we can do how about one more, and then we're gonna let everybody jump off the call. Go ahead, Lynn's pick, or Dr. Murphy, do you want to pick someone?
It's screening for everybody right now for some reason.
Okay,
so let's see. Yes, I don't see. Oh, Loretta has her hand up. I can see that.
I think Loretta just answered the question.
Oh, Loretta. Oh, she's so fast. Oh, I see. Kara. Kara has her hand up.
Okay, Kara.
I picked both because I already have issues seeing at night, and I want to see orcas in the wild.
Oh,
I agree, Kara. I have 3 fingers up, 1 and 2. I want both.
Right.
Awesome. Thanks, Kara. Okay, well, I think that is it. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. I hope you had fun.